Hello again, everyone. This is Randy, your sewing machine man, and we're going to wind a bobbin on a Singer 66 class. Now that we got this motor up to speed, we got I think it's a 15 and a 3/8 belt on it, and of course it had this goofy stretch belt. You want to kill a motor, get one of these goofy stretch belts. They will kill a motor. But I see a lot of them. That's like a desperation thing. You can't find a belt because it's an odd size, 15 and 3/8. You'd have to order it. Get it from someplace. It'd be a 1538. That means 15 and 3/8. You get the motor running. You get everything up to speed. You get it where you can wind the bobbin. And let's wind one. The reason for making this is because on this particular model, a 66 class, there's an eccentric screw right here. Eccentric means it's not round, and through there it's oblong in there. It's oval shaped. And there's a set screw back here, and you can break this loose. It's just about, get you a crescent. It's not like a wrench size. It's exactly square, like a stove bolt. So you have to get this on there, and then it's probably a good idea to take this screw here on the top off and work with it in your lap or in a vise or something. But there's one screw up here, and this whole apparatus comes off, the whole deal. And a lot of times, if this isn't set properly, the distance between here and here, right there, that's what rotates. When you turn this, it rotates this down and up, so it's not real tight, not binding here. So this has to spin freely. It can't be tight. And it's very precise, and you oil it and it'll spin just as pretty as you please. But if this is too tight, and sometimes you think, well, why won't it spin? I've oiled it, and it won't spin. Because this eccentric down here needs to be, you loosen the nut, the set nut, and you get this eccentric, and you turn it to the left, and it'll move it up, and it'll tighten it up against that worm gear. To the right, it'll bring it down, and once you get it to where it'll do this, you don't want it so low that it will absolutely not make contact, and you can do that. You can get it so low that it won't get in there, but you want it to be right in the teeth, right there. And you get it where it's spinning like so, and then you tighten the nut on the back. And it's a lefty, loosey, righty-tighty standard nut. So you get this, keep this still while you tighten it, or else it'll make it distort and go crazy. So let's wind a bobbin on here. Now that we're here, let's wind a bobbin, because it's not a traditional how do you wind a bobbin deal. It's a little different. It was traditional probably back in the 20s when this thing was made. It's got this is a genuine original Singer bobbin. It's machined and fabricated. It's not stamped out. It's quite a work of art. It's got the hole for the pin, and the pin is critical. If you find one of these and the pin's gone, you're gonna need a new daggone bobbin winder. See the pin right there? No, these are easy to replace. No, take that back. They're replaceable, not easy, but you can press them on there. When this is released, you put this on so that pin goes in that hole, and then you snap it down, and you're ready to wind. So what you do is you bring it back, put your spool on top, put your spool, you have a thread guide over here, then you bring it up to right in front, that little tiny little guy right there. It's a little guide. You take it over there, right through the fork. You take it around 1, 2, 3 times, and you bring this around to where the hole is right there on top. And let me see if I can do this around the camera. And you put the thread through the hole. Just the simplest thing in the world. I put the thread through the hole. And then I make sure everything's good, make sure it's in here, make sure it's in there. And then with your hand wheel clutch loosened up, you give it the gas, and you watch your wind. It cuts this off naturally. I like to hold this, keep it tight. And it goes left, right, left, right, left, right. And make sure your belt's not real tight on these things. The belt runs as loose as it can. And when it gets full, it'll shut off automatically. You take it out, load it in your bobbin case over here. And when you put it in, let's see, I haven't even looked. Yeah, it's empty. Let's stick it in there real quick. The way to load it in, of course, is it's going to be turning, let's see, it's going to be turning counterclockwise. Let's go over here so you can get an idea to load it in there. It's not critical that it turns the right direction, but it is nice to have it go in the right direction, because it will jump out. It jumps out, you go, man, what the heck just happened to my stitch? It'll go south. There's a little notch right there at about the 10 o'clock position, looking down on it like it was a clock. 10 o'clock position, it slides in that slot. I put my finger on it, take it back to about the 11 o'clock, and then you leave it like that till you start to sew. Well, that's how you wind it, that's how you load it, and that's also how you set that eccentric. Sorry about that. That's how you set the eccentric on the winder so you can get the right pressure there, nut on the back. Let me pop that off real quick and show it to you. This one screw right here on top. One screw right next to your oil journal. You take that one screw out, and I'll show you what the back of it looks like. And it's real simple to take off. Easiest thing in the world. Take it off. See, there's the screw. Don't lose it, because they don't have that at Ace Hardware. Take that, put it aside. You can see it comes off real easy. And there's your nut on the back. You loosen that. You hold it. Turn this. To the left tightens it. To the right loosens it. And away you go. When you get it set, put it back on. Put the bolt back on it. That's the easy part. Get it back in there. Getting the bolt back on. Simplest thing in the world. If you're working around a camera, it makes it look difficult, but it's really not. You line it up. Tighten it down. Right. Line it. Tighten it. Like so. And you're back in biz. Wind, no wind. Alright? That's how that works. Appreciate it. Thanks.